Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Trey, and let me talk about that new Disney Junior Show. Well, it's not new, it's old. It's called Spidey and Friends, or whatever, right? So, Spidey and Friends is a little animated little Disney Junior Show where it has Spider-Man, Spin, aka Miles Morales, Ghost Spider, aka Spider-Gwen, and their little misadventures in the Marvel Universe, and they have like their little kids or whatever going on an adventure throughout the Marvel Universe, teaching children, stuff about growing up and responsibility or whatever, right? Okay, so there was a scene from from Disney Junior that they were promoting, I guess because the Fantastic Four is coming, so they decided to promote that scene where Spider-Man and his friends are going into space, and they asked for the help of Ben Grimm. Ben Grimm was like, well, I've never been in space before. I'm kind of nervous or whatever, but, if you need help, Spidey, I'm there. Like, what do you mean you've never been into space, Ben Grimm? Ben Grimm, like, you do realize you're part of the Fantastic Four. You do realize that you're the pilot of the Fantastic Four. You do realize y'all got your powers from cosmic rays from space. What do you mean you've never been into space before? And not even that, even if you went with the Ultimate Universe version, y'all have been into space before because y'all fight a lot of people. You do a lot of space traveling, science, family bullcrap, which require y'all to go into space. What do you mean you've never been into space? Like, are we really sitting up here saying this for children? Like, hey, the kids are watching this show, but we're going to lie to them? Like, you do realize the Fantastic Four has been around for almost 80 years, right? Marvel's first family, and you're literally doing a movie called Fantastic Four First Steps. Now, the kids are going to watch this show, and if you know children, they're going to be like, wait, I thought the Fantastic Four never been into space because Spidey and Friends said that Ben Grimm and them never been to space because Spider-Man and them had to go into space, and then Ben Grimm said he was going to help him, but he's never been to space before, and he was scared or whatever, and John like that, and we had to learn about space traveling and all that kind of stuff or whatever, and I'm just like, oh my Lord. And then, like, if they watched or if they see Fantastic Four trailers and stuff like that, they're going to ask these questions. So Disney, why? And that's a Kevin Feige shit too, because Kevin Feige always going back and retconning and allowing these shows and movies to be changed around to accommodate, and you don't need to do that kind of shit because it's completely stupid. It's ignorant. Why are we sitting up here making changes like that? And I know some people are like, oh, well, it's not that big a deal, but it is a big deal because kids are precocious. Kids are going to ask questions, and sometimes when you lie like that, you have to constantly make up an excuse, and then when they see something else from them same characters, they're going to ask these questions. Like, stop acting like children are stupid. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing as when people try to justify that black Little Mermaid show on Disney Junior, and then they were like, oh, it didn't really hit well with the children, the merchandise didn't really sell well, because children aren't stupid, because you will literally have Ariel. You have Ariel, who's been out for 40 something damn years. You're promoting her as a white woman with red hair and blue eyes for the most part. Now all of a sudden you do a live action remake movie, and you do a new TV series all of a sudden, and now she's black, but then you have Little Mermaid, Little Mermaid 2, Little Mermaid 3, and the Little Mermaid TV series on Disney Plus for the kids to watch, prior to the live action remake of Little Mermaid and the stupid Disney Junior Black Ariel show. That doesn't make sense. You see what I'm saying? And then kids are like, so why is she black? Like, have you been around children? They don't let them social media posts that was trying to fake that bullshit. These kids are very precocious. They're very intelligent. They're very smart. They were asking the questions like, hey, why is she this right now when she was white prior? Or that's not Ariel. Ariel has red hair and she has blue eyes and she has white skin. Why is she black? And that's the kind of stuff that you don't really want children to have, because then children are going to ask these questions unnecessarily. And I think lying to them about it, whether it was intentionally or not, is not a good thing, because then as a parent, we got to explain like, hey, because y'all are trying to do dumb shit, because y'all are trying to do diversity and inclusion, but you're lying and you're being untruthful to what? Inspire the kids? I don't know how that would be inspiring. It's the same things like, why lie about a character's origin to them? What are you doing right there? You know, Ben Grimm and the Fantastic Four went into space. That's how they got their powers. That's how that works. So to lie about it, to come up out of nowhere and change it to try to make an episode doesn't really make any logical sense, because you're literally making an upcoming Fantastic Four movie called First Steps, and you're promoting the Fantastic Four in spacesuits. So if a child is watching that, they're gonna ask, well, hold on, mommy, daddy, they just said that the Fantastic Four never been into space, but there's a movie about the Fantastic Four where they're going into space. You get what I'm saying? And that's the thing right there. That's the crux of it. Y'all don't think about it. Y'all always trying to do and make changes to push your agenda when the agenda doesn't make any sense. Because why lie about a simple thing like, hey, they got their powers from space? You know what I'm saying? You think the children are going to be like, well, maybe I can get my powers from space? Everybody knows that you don't get, these children know that you can't get superpowers. Everybody knows you can't get superpowers from space or anything, just like you can't get powers in general. Kids are not that stupid, but to teach them that kind of stuff is kind of ignorant and laxity, if you ask me. I don't know why y'all would think that, hey, this makes sense, let's lie to the children just to push an agenda. Because we don't want to hurt the children's feelings, or we want to create this societal thing that's not really true. They're going to learn about the real world, but let's not lie. Let's not create a lie that turns into a bigger lie that the parents have to break down and explain, like, hey, this, I don't know what they're doing in this show. And that's what I'm saying. Now, y'all always doing stuff like this in children's shows, and then people have to question, why the hell are they letting their kids watch these shows, these current shows for children? Because if that's the case, I might as well just let them watch old children classic shows instead of this current stuff. If y'all gonna sit up here and put current day politics or blatantly lie to the children, and don't give me that, oh, it's a good lie, or it's not that big a deal of a lie. No, it's a lie, especially when you're promoting the opposite of it, of those same characters that you want these kids to go and beg their parents to go see this movie. Okay, but then you're going to sit up here and lie on the children's show. You get what I'm saying? I'm just saying. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.